Hello guys, hope all of you are well in this difficult situation. Welcome to my lecture series. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Rinki Bhaumik, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, JIS College of Engineering. Today's lecture is for first year. For first year, the paper name is Physics 1 and the paper code is EH101. The name of the paper is Physics 1 and 3 credits. There will be 3 lectures per week. Total 36 number of lectures will be there for all of you. This is for BTech first year as I said. Now let me show you your syllabus. This is your syllabus. First, this is module 1. In module 1, there is waves and oscillation. In module 2, there is classical optics where we have to discuss about interference of light and diffraction of light. In module 3, there is quantum mechanics 1 where we'll discuss about quantum theory and quantum mechanics. In module 4, there is solid state physics 1 where we'll discuss about crystal structure and semiconductors. And in the last module, that is module 5, we'll discuss about modern optics where there is laser and fiber optics. So this is your syllabus and these are some books which is recommended for all of you.
Damping and resonance. Damping is a process where oscillations die down due to loss energy. Damping causes the amplitude of oscillation gradually decreases, and finally becomes zero, when oscillation stops. This phenomenon is caused by air resistance and frictions. In general, there are two types of damping forces. Internal damping due to the internal resistance against extension and compression by molecules in the oscillating system itself. External damping due to air resistance and frictional force. Resonance. External force must be applied to keep an oscillating system to go continuously. Thus, the damped oscillating system is said to be undergoing forced oscillation. An example of forced oscillation is the vibrating body of a guitar caused by the vibrations of strings of the instrument. Resonance is a unique case of forced oscillation, which produces maximum amplitude in a system when the frequency of a vibrating object acting on the system is equal to its natural frequency. For example, the driver pendulum in the figure is pulled back and released. The oscillating motion is then transmitted along supporting string, caused all the pendulums start to oscillate. Pendulum D, which has the same length with driver pendulum, oscillates with largest amplitude and is said to be in resonance. Applications of resonance. Musical instruments such as flute, oboe, trumpet, and saxophone can emit loud sounds. This is done by producing resonant oscillations on the air column inside the instruments. The frequency of a piano or guitar strings can be tuned by a professional tuner who uses a tuning fork to produce resonant oscillations on the strings. Radio receivers have to be tuned to the same frequency as the incoming radio waves to achieve resonant oscillations for good reception of the radio signals. Thank you for taking time to watch this.
Our next topic, that is called resonance. Resonance. So what is resonance? First, it is a special case of forced vibration. Okay. So if the frequency of the applied external periodic force is, means if we apply the external force, suppose F m sin pt. Okay, this is the external periodic force. If it is equal to the natural frequency, means if p is equal to omega, okay, then the body vibrates with larger amplitude. This type of vibrations are called sympathetic vibration or resonant vibration. The phenomena is called resonance. Okay. So when P means the frequency of the applied force is equal to the frequency of the natural frequency, then it is called as resonance. So the resonance can be defined. It can be defined as it's a process, okay, of a vibrating body with its natural frequency, okay, by the application of an external periodic force whose frequency can be equal to the natural frequency, which have been shown by this equation. So a vibrating tuning fork of some frequency making another tuning fork of the same frequency, as we have seen, they can vibrate when they are brought together. You see, so this is a real life example of resonance. Now there can be two types of resonance. First is, we will discuss about amplitude resonance. We will discuss about amplitude resonance. Now the amplitude resonance, to explain it, the amplitude of forced oscillation will vary with the frequency of the applied force, and at the resonance the amplitude will be maximum. Now A is equal to F divided by root over of omega square minus p square whole square plus 4b square p square. This is the amplitude. This is the expression of amplitude, and also as you know that theta is equal to tan inverse 2bp divided by omega square minus p square. So this is the expression of the theta. This we derived in our last class. Now today we are going to derive when the amplitude can be maximum. So if A to be maximum, the denominator has to be minimum. So that means we can write omega square minus p square whole square plus 4b square p square. It is minimum. It has to be minimum. So if it is minimum, then what we can write, that dp of omega square minus p square whole square plus 4b square p square, it will be equal to 0. Okay. Now there is simple derivation. There is means derivative. There is no physics. So if you do the derivative, d2 of omega square minus p square minus of 2p plus 4b square into 2p is equal to 0. Therefore, minus 4 omega square p plus 4p cube plus 8b square p equal to 0. Therefore, p square plus 2b square minus omega square is equal to 0. From here, p equal to root over of omega square minus 2b square. So this is the expression of the frequency. This is actually the resonant frequency, as we know. Now, next we have to put this resonant frequency P, then what we can get? As we know, A equal to F by root over of omega square minus p square whole square plus 4b square p square. It is equal to F divided by root over of omega square minus p square. Therefore, if we put the value here, then omega square minus omega square plus 2b square whole square plus 4b square into omega square minus 2b square. It is equal to F divided by root over of 4b to the power 4 plus 4b square omega square minus 8b to the power 4, because omega square gone, then 2b square whole square, that means 4b to the power 4 plus 4b square omega square minus 8b to the power 4. So this is the expression of the frequency. Now for low damping, from this equation we have to simplify this one, that is root over of 4b square omega square minus 4b to the power 4 is equal to F divided by 2b into root over of omega square minus b square. So that will be equal to F divided by 2b into root over of p square plus b square. Since p square equal to omega square minus 2b square. So this is the derivation of the amplitude maximum. If we recapitulate from the beginning, then A equal to this one, A equal to omega square minus p square plus whole square plus 4b square p square. Here we have applied the expression of p, then we are getting omega square minus omega square plus 2b square plus 4b square into omega square minus 2b square. From here, finally we are getting f by root over of 4b to the power 4 plus 4b square omega square minus 8b to the power 4. So Here finally we are getting 4b square omega square minus 4b to the power 4 equal to f by 2b root over of omega square minus b square. Now p square equal to omega square minus 2b square, this one we already know since p equal to root over of omega square minus 2b square. So therefore f equal to 2b by root over of p square plus b square. This is the expression of the amplitude maximum. Okay, so this is the expression of the amplitude maximum. Now we have to know that what will be the, in case of low damping, what will be the expression of the amplitude maximum. Next, for low damping, for low damping, that equation will be A max equal to F by 2B into P. So this is the expression of the amplitude maximum. Now our next discussion is on sharpness of resonance. Sharpness of resonance. Sharpness of resonance, the amplitude of the forced oscillation is maximum when, as we know, when the frequency of the applied force satisfies the condition of resonance, which we derive that at resonance we are getting the maximum resonance. Now the resonance, there is a sharpness. Okay, the sharp, when it can fall. Okay, if the amplitude for a small change from the resonant frequency is very large. Now I am just explaining this one by the graph. Suppose along x-axis, if we plot the frequency P, along y-axis A, amplitude, then this is suppose omega. Now when P equal to omega, the sharpness is like this. This is actually flat resonance. Now there is another sharpness, that is, if we consider here, sharp resonance. Sharp resonance. Now there is another one like this. No damping. Because if the sharpness is very high, if the sharpness is very, if there is no damping, obviously the sharpness will be high. In that case, the amplitude will be very high. If the damping is high, in that case sharpness will be low, and in that case we will get this kind of flat sharpness, flat resonance. Okay, so the sharpness actually depends on mainly on the damping. If the damping is high, then the sharpness will be low. If the damping is very low, then the sharpness will be high. That is very clear from this figure. Now we'll discuss about the velocity resonance. Velocity resonance. get the velocity resonance, obviously we first have to find the velocity. Now as we know, x equal to f divided by root over of omega square minus p square whole square plus 4b square p square sine of pt minus theta. This is the expression of x. This is the expression of the amplitude. Now dx by dt, if we find, since v equal to dx by dt, it is equal to, if we do the derivative, then what we are getting? Simply p into f divided by root over of omega square minus p square whole square plus 4b square p square cos of pt minus theta. Now pf will be divided by root over of omega square minus p square whole square plus 4b square p square. Okay. Sine of pt minus theta plus pi by 2. How we can write it? Because cos of pt minus theta, so therefore sine of pt minus theta plus pi by 2. So this is the expression of the velocity. Now V max is equal to pf divided by root over of omega square minus p square whole square plus 4b square into p square. Since the maximum value of cos can be 1, so that's why obviously Vmax will be equal to 1. So this is the expression of the velocity maximum. Next, if we consider Vmax, Vmaximum, there will be three conditions, okay, as we had done in the previous cases. So the first case is nothing but low driving frequency. Low driving frequency, that means P less than omega. Therefore, in that case, V maximum will be equal to P into F by omega square. So it is equal to P into capital F by small f divided by omega square. Now it is equal to small p into capital F by small m into omega square, means mu by small m, which will be equal to small p capital F by mu. This is the expression of the velocity maximum for low driving frequency. Okay. Now here, let me explain again. Low driving frequency means the expression is P less than omega. That means omega is very high. That's why omega, and this one will be neglected because P square, that means this will tends to 0. Therefore, Pf by omega square. Now omega square, small f equal to capital F by small m. Now P by into capital F by small m, mu by small m. So therefore finally we are getting P F by mu. So this is the first condition. Now let's do the second condition. The second condition is P greater than omega. Means at high driving force. high driving frequency. So at high driving frequency P greater than omega, what will be the V max? V max will be in that case F by only small p. Only small p will be left. Let me explain. Because since here P greater than omega, that means this one will be neglected and this one will be also neglected. So finally we are getting P square. So here from the square root we are getting P, so that is 8 by P. Now F equal to capital F by small m into P. This is the velocity maximum. This is the expression of the velocity maximum. So it depends actually on the mass of the particle, as we can see small m. So it depends on the mass of the particle. Now let's go to the case 3. Obviously the case 3 will be nothing but when the frequency is comparable to the free frequency. Okay, free frequency, the frequency of the force is comparable to the frequency of the oscillator. That means P will be equal to omega. Therefore V max is equal to F by root over of omega square minus P square by P whole square plus 4B square. Okay. So by this simplification, finally this equation actually is maximum when the denominator is again minimum. Obviously when it is minimum, then it is maximum. So again we have to go to the previous method. Like, as we can write that omega square minus P square by P whole square, that will be equal to 0. Finally omega square minus P square, it will be equal to 0. So therefore omega will be equal to T. This is the expression. Now from this expression what we can say? We can say that the amplitude is maximum when the frequency is equal to the natural frequency of the oscillator, which is nothing but the resonance. Means for both amplitude and frequency oscillation, velocity and amplitude resonance, the frequency of the oscillator, natural frequency of the oscillator, which is omega, must be equal to the frequency of the driving force, that is equal to T. So the variation of the amplitude near omega equal to P, that is also good to show. Whatever that the velocity resonance occurs when the frequency of the applied force, which is P, is equal to the natural frequency of the oscillator. So finally, if we do the summary, then what we have done today, firstly we have derived the expression of the amplitude resonance. Then finally we have got the expression of A, from where we have got the expression of the A max, which is F by 2 bp, and this is the sharpness of resonance. And then we derived velocity resonance. For the velocity resonance, this is x. From x we have derived v. From v we have got v max, and this is low driving frequency. And here P greater than omega, v max equal to F by P, and then F by mp. And thirdly, P equal to omega, this is another expression from where we have got the expression of velocity maximum. So this is the expression of the velocity resonance. So this is about the resonance. and I also already you have seen a video. So I hope by the whole derivation and after seeing the video, the idea of the resonance is clear to you, and if you have any question, please feel free to ask. So thank you for today.